So now we are in the number 21 at the Java exception handling try-catch. So this is the process of responding to the occurrence during computation of exceptions. So here in this task, we'll be given two integers as input. So we will get to compute the x over y. So if these integers are not 32-bit signed, or if y is equal to 0, the exception will occur unreported. For example, we have an input of 10 and 3. The output will be 3. Now, if we have an input of 10 and hello, the output would be input mismatch because y is not an integer. Next, if we have an input of 10 and 0, the output would be arithmetic exception by 0 because y is equal to 0. Now, moving on, we have Java exception handling. So in this task, we will be required to compute the power of a number by implementing a calculator, So we will create the method long power with parameters int and int, or two integers here. So this method will take two integers and will throw an exception at certain conditions. Yes. So if we have this input, the expected output would be this. Next up is Java factory pattern. So in this problem, we are given an interface food. So we will just complete the food factory problem. The food factory class. So an instance created by the main class in the main function, that is the food factory class. So it contains a method that returns a new instance of pizza or cake according to its parameter. So if we try to submit this code, so we would get this output. Next up is Java singleton pattern. So it is a design pattern that restricts the instantiation of a class to one object. So below we need to complete the singleton class where following components should be contained or int: a private singleton non-parameterized constructor, a public string instance variable named str, and we need to write a static method named getSingleInstance that returns the single instance of the singleton class. Okay, so this would be, so if we have an input hello world, the expected output would be this. Next, our last challenge for this Hackerrank is Java visitor pattern. So in this challenge, we must implement the different visitor class. So that would be summon leaves, product of red nodes, and the fancy visitor. So under each class, we also need to implement getResult that would return an integer denoting the result, and which is different in each class. Next is we need also to implement visit node and visit leaf. So this will explain the logic behind for visiting the trees non and leaf nodes. So next part is the read and build tree. So where we construct this tree as an instance of the tree class, and implementations of visitor classes will be tested on the tree that will be built. Now we'll talk about the output. So we have here the output. So we have 24, 40, and 50. So first in visitor class is the sum in leaves. Object will return the sum of the leaves in the tree. So that would be 7 plus 5 plus 12 equals to 24. So this leaves of the tree. Next is the product of red nodes visitor, where it will return the sum of the leaves. It will return the product of the red nodes. So we have here the red nodes. Last is the fancy visitor, where it will return the absolute difference between the sum of the values of non-leaf nodes. So that would be 4 minus open parenthesis 7 plus 12 close parenthesis equals to 15. So that would be all, I think. So thank you, sir, and goodbye.